Hey, welcome to Shits and Giggles. I have that delay. Yeah, I had to do a delay because I have a fucking delay because of the YouTube bang bang. Man, welcome to Shits and Giggles, man. I'm Joey Shits. This is my brother Joey Milo
Joey,
Giggles. The same shit the other day. Milo Giggles right over here, man. And tonight we're not doing the small talk of things. We're not asking how's the weather or what did you have for lunch. We're not going to do that like an emotional bankrupt office furniture or some shit. No. Tonight we're cracking open the weird drawer in the human brain, the one full of regrets, dreams, fears, secrets, love. Man, how about revenge and purpose? The ones that only admit to yourself at 2 a.m., that kind of situation. You know, these are life changing questions, actually. Some are deep, some are uncomfortable, some are just plain old weird. But some might make the chat argue like a philosopher, and some just might say to themselves, I don't know about that, but let me think about it. So answer honestly or lie beautifully. Either way, we'll know. And that's what tonight is all about. Life changing questions. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing excellent. I'm doing excellent. I've missed the last two shows. I was quite busy with moving and everything, but I'm back. I'm back. Milo is here. How you do?
Man, it's good to have you home. It's good to have you home. We're in the same country finally.
Yeah.
You're over there and I'm over here. Obviously, I'm sitting in some sort of canyon with my boy, but at the same time, we're still in the same country. We're still here, and I'm glad to have you back, man. Running this thing by myself is not fun. I do not. Let me not say I don't enjoy it. I enjoy it. We have some wonderful people in the chat. We have great people. So, of course, because of that, I always enjoy doing these shows. But having you back by my side, my brother, together we is Shits and Giggles. So happy to have it. Let me ask the first question. Let me get right into the first question, man. If you what you want to get right into it? Yes. If your life had a hidden scoreboard, for instance, what do you think would it actually measure? Would it measure kindness, courage, money, survival, impact, or something, we never even think about? What do you think your life scoreboard would show?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I think it should go by kindness, survival, impact, the impact that you have on society and on the people around you.
You really care about having an impact on people?
Yeah.
Why do you have so much empathy on people, bro?
Huh?
Why do you have empathy for people?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? I mean, how do you think mankind has helped you more often than, when I say mankind, the people around you, do you think they've helped you more than you've helped them?
No.
No, you think you've been more of a giver, more of a helper, more of a so why do you even bother? Now none of this, just for the record, to anybody who's joining us, is coming off of a script or anything. This is me putting my brother on the spot because I like to do that, and I just want to get some answers because he's a better person than I am.
Man, it's like that commandment says, "Do unto others as you would like others to do unto you." So if you're a good person with other people around you, if they treat you the same, they do. If they don't, they don't. But at least at the end of the day, you can go to sleep knowing that you did your best and you did not hurt anybody on purpose.
I agree with the not hurting people on purpose. On this one, we are in agreement, right? But I can go to bed just fine. Well, I don't sleep anyway. I ask the questions all the time in my head anyway. But for me, I don't really care. I mean, if a person, as long as I don't hurt a person, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I don't feel I have to go out of my way for a person. You're the kind of guy who goes out of their way for people. You're the kind of guy who actually will give up his own money, his own time, his own place and status just to make another person happy. I honestly don't understand that. Now, there maybe some people over in the chat would understand that. I don't know. Shane, how you doing over in chat? But I don't understand that.
Hey Shane, how you doing? It's good to be back.
Welcome everybody. Yeah. We got him. We got him starting to roll in. So yeah, So basically, you like the kindness and the like the kindness part of your life. Then
yeah, I mean, this world is full of bad shit. bad stuff. And if you can put a smile on somebody's face, well, why not?
Why not do it?
Yeah, I mean, if you can do that, why not?
I don't know. I'm one of those. I'm one of those people who have a hard time just even looking at somebody and saying something nice about them, or if just it's a lie. It's a lie. Let's say somebody comes out looking.
Whoa. Now, see, that's a difference. That's a difference. You do not go lying, like you said, saying something good about somebody knowingly that it's a lie. No, that's different. That's different. But give the kudos where kudos are deserved. Yeah, you should do that all the time.
No, I mean, like in a situation, somebody didn't do very good, or
Yeah.
somebody's not looking the way the best they could, or something, something's off, right? But at the same time, that person is probably doing the best they can.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the kind of person that would go to that other person and say to them, man, I know you gave the best you can, or you look wonderful tonight. And knowing that they failed at what they did, you're still the kind of person who gives them their kudos for knowing that they did the best they can. I don't have that in me. I'm the kind of person who has to go, yeah, I know you did your best. I know you're looking your finest, but it's not quite good enough,
Yeah. Practice makes perfect, right? So if you push him a little bit from behind, even though he's not the best, even though he could do better, but you push him a little bit, you go, man, that was good. You should try harder. You should move forward. He's not gonna give up. He's gonna move forward because you told him he's okay. He's got it. You got it. You can do it. He's gonna go forward. But
and
if
that makes you feel better about yourself.
No. It's not about making me feel better about myself. It's about making that person move forward, trying to do something better with their lives.
Yeah, I mean, but that makes you feel better as a human being that you've done that for that person.
No, I think I would feel bad if I wouldn't.
You'd feel bad if you wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's the thing, because it's not. I don't do things like that so that I would feel better.
Okay. Well, man, that's one of the reasons I love you, because you're like that, right? And I'm always telling you, for instance, that I wish I could be half of that person that you are, because that would make me a better person. You're a better person than I am. That's what I mean. You're a better person than I am when it comes to stuff like that. About caring for other people.
Yeah.
I think the world could do more. Be better with people like you in it. I just feel that way. How you doing, Icebreaker? Icebreaker just joined us in the chat. I haven't seen him for around 2 weeks.
How you doing?
How you doing, Ice Man? Glad to have you back. So basically what we're saying here is, if your life had a hidden scoreboard, what do you think it would actually be measuring is the question. And I just want to ask one more thing. Are most people winning the wrong game without even realizing it, do you think? Do you think, like, for instance, me, just exactly about what I'm saying, I'm going through thinking that life is better knowing the truth, having the honesty, taking the reverse side of what you just said, right? That's me feeling that's giving life and giving people. I feel just the opposite. I'm looking at somebody going, no, you know what? You could do better than what you're doing right now. And I tell them to their face, instead of saying, no, that was a great job, keep it up. And I would prefer to tell them, no, you can do better than that. So am I really going through my life thinking I'm doing things right, but I'm on the wrong scoreboard? I'm actually that kind of situation. See?
Yeah, because if you tell somebody like that, man, that was bad. That was bad. They could stop. They could stop immediately after.
Well, I think you have a point. How about if your thoughts were broadcast for one full day? Do you think your life would survive it? Do you think you would survive it, knowing if your life was broadcast out there? Like, for instance, are private thoughts part of being human, or proof we're all secretly just chaotic animals and in pants, that kind of situation, in clothes and shirts and pants? So
Man, to be honest, I don't know. It's.
I think if my life were broadcast, my thoughts, not my life, my thoughts. If my thoughts were broadcast, the question is your thoughts. If your thoughts were broadcast, would your life survive it? Probably not. Because I think my thoughts are can always do more. There can always be better. You can always have things just are miserable. I'm not that guy where life is better now today. I get why they say it, right? Because they go back to the 1700s, 1600s, 1500s, 1300s. We just talked about this, I think, last week. I get why people say that. Life is better today than it ever has been in human history. I get why people say that, but it's not. It's all relevant. It all ties in. Back in those days, we went into this in our earlier special. Go back a couple of days and you can see it. So, but I do believe that my thoughts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd survive it. I don't even know what I mean by that question, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure if I understand what I mean by if my thoughts were broadcast for a full day. I just feel that I don't think I would appreciate it very much. Not appreciate it on a human level, appreciate it on the survival level.
Well,
I'd be too dismal.
you know me, I'm quite a private person, and having all my thoughts broadcast. No.
Well, do you think people should be judged by their thoughts or just by their actions?
Man, you would be amazed by some people's thoughts. You would be amazed.
Probably.
I mean, it would be like looking at a Ferrari, but on the inside it's a Dacia. So the thoughts being the Dacia of the Ferrari of the person.
Couldn't you have that reverse too, though? Couldn't you have somebody thinking like a Dacia but acting like a Ferrari?
Oh yeah.
And would that person deserve more respect, more kudos, because that person doesn't have quite the same insides to work with, that same kind of engine to work with, but they're performing like they're. Do you think they deserve more respect in some ways?
Yeah, they deserve the respect. They do deserve. I mean, if you see a Dutch on a track beating Ferraris and Porsches and stuff like that, hey, nice job.
Yeah, that's true. That I have a saying that kind of goes along with that. It's like if you're like the bully kind of guy, if you're a bigger guy fighting a smaller guy, why would you do that? What's in it for you? If you lose, you're made fun of because you lost to a smaller guy. If you win, you're considered a bully because you're the bigger guy. You got nothing to win, right? So it's the same kind of situation here.
Yeah, absolutely nothing to win. No. Yeah, I'm with you 100% on this one. No.
So what if you could meet the version of yourself that made all the opposite choices that you've decided to make throughout life? Do you think you'd envy them? Do you make the choices and just at the end of the day after your choices go, man, what if I had gone the other way with my choice?
So basically, if I would have met the person that made the opposite choices, that person would have been an alcoholic right now.
That person You think so?
Yeah.
Well, that was a choice, but not all the choices, right?
Yeah, but that was a major choice, right?
No.
So,
man, I don't know if I would envy the person who made all the opposite choices as me. If I could meet the version of myself who made all the opposite choices that I have in life. Now, of course, it's to me, you can go back on, right? You can't think about you don't even remember all the choices you ever made in life. But I'd have to say, with the choices I did make, the big major changes, they've all led to a place where I've either learned, I've grown, I've hurt, I've loved, something has come of it that I can have memories of and join back. So would I envy the person who made all the opposite choices? In a way, I don't know if envy would be the word I would use, but I'd be curious to meet that person. I would be very curious to meet that person.
I would be curious too, because I made some quite big decisions. I had to take some quite big decisions. So I would be curious to see how the other side would look, the other side of those decisions that I made.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think we all fall into this trap a little bit, though, don't we? Because it's like sometimes I sit here, here's my bottom line is I've got a wonderful family. I've got a stable home. I don't make enough money. I don't have a good enough job, this kind of situation. So on that side of things, I feel if I had met the guy who made other choices, I would be doing much better financially in this life. I feel that I'd be doing much better financially.
Yeah,
but I
probably.
don't know if
Yes.
I'd be doing better spiritually or in my heart, or I don't know if I'd be doing better.
Yeah, you could have been one of those Ferraris with a Dacia inside.
Something like that. I think I would have had the money I needed, but I would have felt empty for the things that I never succeeded or never did or never tried or never put my feet into. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think that would be my answer. So,
Uh,
excuse me, I'm very thirsty, and I have no ice. I'm drinking warm water, and it's horrible. Could the better version of thank you, could the better version of you actually be more miserable?
it's possible. It's
Well,
possible.
I think you believe yes. Otherwise, you think that if you had the opposite person, they would be an alcoholic, probably leading down a worse life.
Yeah, but usually the alcoholics are happier people because they don't worry about everyday stuff. They just the only thing they need is some alcohol.
Man, I don't know about that. I don't know if they are. I see the alcoholics, and we have a bunch of them in my neighborhood walking around. In the neighborhood I live in, there's a bunch that stumble around here all the time. And sometimes I look at them, and I got to admit, I'm like, look at these people, man. They don't have a worry in their life, man. They don't give a shit about who's saying what, who's doing
Yeah,
what, they just don't care. And in some ways, that looks like a good way to be, doesn't it? But then you watch them fall down and break their head and get back up and go, oh, that's going to leave a mark in the morning. And you're like, I'm glad I'm not that guy. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. But at the same time, you you do something, you fall down, you're not drunk, and that's gonna leave a mark. You drive your car, you have an accident, that's gonna leave a mark. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So, mm, mm,
Well, what do you think on the other side of that? If nobody judged you, what would you do differently?
if nobody judges me,
If you didn't have to worry about it, are we living for ourselves or performing for others? Basically, is what I'm asking. Are we living the way that we want to? I want to, the way you want to. Thank you. The way that I
well,
want to, the way you want to. I had ice mysteriously show up in my cup.
it's,
Fantastic.
the thing is that it's illegal to live the way we want to live.
It's illegal
It's illegal.
in some aspects of the word. It is, man. Man, I think that in my life, if I could do something, if I wasn't judged, what would I do differently? I think if I wasn't judged on how I should be as a human being, yeah, I don't know if illegally would be partly would be illegal, but I think I would pretty much be more rambunctious, more outrageous. I think I would live more on the wild side. I think I'd be the kind of guy who took his pants off and ran around outside, played naked tennis in his yard. This kind of stuff. Just freedom kind of stuff. Not pornographic kind of stuff. Freedom kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Just the ability to not have to sit here and worry about that. I think I would have to. I think I would go spend my money the way that I wanted to go spend my money without having to worry about my wife or my family or my friends saying to me, why did you go buy that motorcycle when you could have redid the back of your home or something like that. These kind of judgments, they judge you on how you spend your money, on what you do,
yeah,
on what your priorities are.
yeah. Yeah, but that's society. Society will always do that, and it doesn't matter the choices that you make. Somebody's gonna judge you. Even like you said, you do the back of your house, right? You renovate it, you make it spotless. But somebody or some neighbor is gonna look down on your brand new room in the backyard and go like, "Look at this motherfucker. He should have done the front yard. He should have done the backyard. Why did he have to do that room? Why did he have to invest that money in the room? Doesn't he have enough space?" You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna have a different opinion on how you spend your money, how you live your life. Nobody's gonna go. I mean, not nobody, but most of the people are gonna go like, "Hey, you should have done differently. You should have done that differently." They're not gonna take your side. They're not gonna try to understand why you chose to do that.
Well, do you think it's like a social prison?
Yeah,
Do you think it would be considered like social judgment? Is that considered like a prison,
Yeah,
or maybe useful.
it's the best. It's the best prison. It's the best prison. It's the prison where people don't know they're locked in.
Yeah, but it also kind of keeps, doesn't it keep, I guess, society in a kind of a normal rule, kind of like a predictable rule where you can understand. For instance, driving a car, driving a car, social judgment is the same as when you're driving your car out in the street, right? How many times have you followed along behind somebody? You know damn well you're too close. And even your passenger next to you is like, man, should you be so close? But you're already judging ahead of yourself, saying, "Well, this guy's a decent driver. He's not a bad driver." You've made that decision 500 meters before. You've made the decision this guy drives okay. So when he makes a left turn or a right turn, you know he's either going to use his blinker or he's going to keep his gas going enough where you can keep at that speed and go. Versus the guy who you know is a bad driver. Versus no, you better keep your distance away from them because they could do anything unpredictable.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think the social rules and social judgment kind of fall along the same path? When it comes to
Well,
everyday life.
well, for example, today because you brought up that example with following behind somebody, I was driving towards Sibiu, and on the second lane there was a guy. He was hauling a trailer. He had on the trailer two cars, and he was driving slow. He was driving like 80 kilometers an hour, right? And he was passing somebody that was driving even slower, right? And I was behind him, and behind me was another guy, and that guy behind me was driving like this close to my car.
Hmm.
By the time the guy with the trailer moved back into the first lane, I had to pass him, but the motherfucker was behind me going like "Da, da, da, da," in his car. And I saw him in the rear view mirror. He was like "Da, da, da, da." And I said, "You don't know how lucky you are because I'm not gonna push the brake.
You
You
could have
don't
done
know
that,
how
right?
lucky you are." I could
Yeah.
have just pinched the brake a little bit, and he would have hit me in the back, and that would be his fault. But I chose not.
You chose not. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been in that situation too. I'd love to do it. You wanted to though, didn't you? You wanted to.
I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, yeah, you want to see it? You want to see it?
I've done that.
Jesus.
I've done that a few times in a car where, if I have a car that has a banged up, like if my trunk had been banged up or something a little bit, or if my trunk didn't work proper, I might have hit the brake because I could have that shit fixed or the right side. My dad always had a rule. He always said, son, he who has the uglier car wins the battle, always wins the battle because somebody doesn't want to take their nice new car and hurt it versus someone doesn't want to take that Ferrari or that Volkswagen, that new Volkswagen or Mini Cooper and hit an old Dacia 1310. No,
Yeah,
that 1310 has the right of way
of
because
course.
whether you like it or not, they have the right of way.
Yes. Oh, but it's man, I don't like it. I don't like how most. I get it. I get it. The stress. I get people are stressed. People are in a hurry all the time. But the have a little bit of decency. Have a little bit of respect for other people around you.
Yeah, I mean, why are people in such a hurry? I wonder why people are always in such a hurry. I mean, what do you? Most of us, anyway, we go to work, we come home, we have our families or our own lives to take care of. We've got our bills to pay. We've got all the. We kind of all fit into the same little segment of life, right? So why is everybody in such a hurry? I mean, what are you running to? What are you racing to exactly? To read that bill? To get home to your wife bitching? Go home to bitch at your wife? What are you hurrying for? What are you to get to the job that you're always cursing about and not liking and not wanting to go to?
Yeah.
Why is everybody always in a hurry?
Well, I would be in a hurry to get back home from work, from just to be home, you know. But
Just
other
to
than
be,
that, yeah, other than that, hurry to get to work, hurry to get to. Only if a store closes, then I'll be in a hurry, right? I have to get to the store and buy that part or buy something before they close. I'll be in a hurry. But other than that, you know, I like to drive the speed limit. Only in Germany where there's no limit, I like to go. But other than that, I would rather keep my money in my pocket instead of giving it to the police for a citation.
wow, that's a smart way to be. That's a smart way to be. I guess I've just got away with it for so long that I just I'm an aggressive driver. I like to speed. I like to go fast. I like to
Yeah,
do these
yeah,
things,
I like to speed as well. I like to speed. Like in Germany, I used to drive fast, 200, 210, no problem. But it's legal. But
It's
here,
legal. Yeah.
no.
No, don't do that here. Don't do that here, bro. You're going to get caught. What if a stranger watched your life for 1 week? What do you think they'd say you're avoiding? Sometimes they see us more clearly. Sometimes, my point is that an outsider can see us more clearly than we even see ourselves sometimes. So if an
Yes.
outsider could observe you for 1 week, what do you think they'd say you're avoiding? Or is it a weakness, even avoidance? Or can that just be an emotional survival?
I don't know. I'll be curious to know. I would like that.
You would like that? I, th-
Yeah.
I think if a stranger was watching my life for a week and you'd say, this guy is avoiding, you know what I avoid? I think I'm avoiding, I'm the kind of guy, you know me, where I believe in trying almost everything. You must try to try, is a saying I say all the time, but at the same time, there's some things I just won't do. I don't have a, for instance, for instance, this podcast, this took a lot to get going with the podcast.
Oh,
Why?
yeah.
Because when we first talked about it, we were like, let's do this. People said we should do this, and we went like here and there, and we took us a long time to get going, you and me. And that kind of a thing is that is the kind of thing people would say I was avoiding about myself, because I don't fear failure. I
Yes.
don't fear failure. I
No.
fear success. I fear success. I fear that, I know how, I can't tell you how many times I'd be looking at something and say, I know if I did A and I did A to the best of my ability, I'm going to succeed.
Yeah.
But then I let the fact of, well, how do I get to A stand in the way? I let all the little details of everything, all the little details. I know that will work, but I have to do A, C, A, B, A, D to get to just A. I have to go through all those little steps. And it's all those little steps. It's either lack of knowledge. I guess my fear of knowing. I don't know how I'm trying to put this into words, but you understand me?
Yeah.
It's the fear of success. It's the fear that I'm going to do something and maybe it's going to work. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. I think it's the fear I avoid putting in the time of something that I'm unsure of. I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words. I know
Yeah.
what it is in my brain.
Yeah. Usually when stuff like that happen to me is when I have to do something. For example, today I have to mop the floors, right? I don't really feel like mopping the floors, but I would wash the dishes. I would arrange the whole apartment, no problem. But I would avoid washing those floors for anything.
Yeah.
Anything. I would do anything else but wash the floors. I don't
It,
know why.
it's that kind of thing. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. I'll do everything around what I have to do, not what I have to do. But why do you suppose that is, man? Why do you suppose we're like that?
I have
We
no
know it
idea.
has to get done. We know it's right there in front of us. We know that's the answer to making ourselves be calm. That's off our heads. We don't have to do it. It's completed. I mean, when you do something and you finish it, how many times have you done something you didn't want to do, but after you did it, you actually felt good about yourself.
Oh
You're
yeah,
actually like, but I'm glad that's done. I
yeah,
don't have that
yeah,
on my head anymore.
yeah. Bad, a lot of times. But the thing is that, like I said, I find myself a lot of times not doing that for some reason, and I just do not find the explanation why. I mean, you do work, right? You do not mop the floors, but you wash the dishes. It's still work. Why not do the fucking floors?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why that procrastination comes in. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. I just, you know, it's things that when I turn around, if somebody were looking at my life and they were trying to say I'm avoiding something, I think they would say I'm just avoiding. I'm
What comes
avoiding.
after?
Man, I don't even know the word. I'm searching for the word, man. I am avoiding though. I am avoiding something. I am, and I definitely know that. And it's what holds. And I think it's what holds most of us back. The word that I'm searching for that I can't come up with is the word that I think you me, them, those, whatever. I think it's the same word that holds everybody back. They have these ideas, they have these drives to do something. They know in their brains this can be good, this can be successful, this can be all right, but they just don't make the steps necessary. It's not laziness, it's not motivational, a lack of motivation. It's something else. And I just don't know. If anybody knows a word that I'm searching for here, man, put it over in the chat for me because it's really bugging me out. It's something in my life. If I could learn how to get over that, things would be a lot different for me. You know what I mean? It really would. Because if I could learn how to get past that, inspiration maybe. I don't know if it's even inspiration.
I don't think so. It's something else. It has to be something else.
It's something else, man. Man, how about if your younger self were to meet you today? Do you think they would be proud?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I know what I was wishing for when I was younger. I know what I wanted to have. And I have.
And you have it.
Yeah.
So you are where you thought you would be with your childhood kind of thoughts and childhood dreams. Somebody asked me not long ago. I forgot where that came. Who asked me? But somebody said to me, Joey, what are your dreams? What dreams do you have? What are your dreams? And my answer immediately, without even hesitation back, was I don't have any dreams. My dreams.
I only have nightmares, my brother.
Yeah, not the dreams like when you go to sleep kind of dreams, man. Not these dreams.
I know.
Goal dreams, goals and stuff like that. I don't really have them. I don't really have them anymore. I don't really have them. My dream as a child was always to be somebody who had all the toys, all the material things in life. Had all the I'm going back as a kid now. My dream was, I guess, to be a soldier, was to be a soldier for the rest of my, till I retired. And then I'd have all the toys I needed. And at 40 years old, I would have been living the life of just, everything I wanted to do, traveling and stuff. And those dreams were not realized. And somewhere along the line, I've just put those dreams away. I put those dreams away. And now my dreams are to, when I die, to leave something for my family. My dreams are now, when I die, that people say, you know what, he was an okay guy. It's not really dreams anymore. I don't really have the dreams to reach anymore. I don't have those. So I don't know if our childhood dreams, do you think they really matter once real life kicks in? Or are we too hard on ourselves sometimes, or not honest enough, do you suppose?
No, they do matter. They do matter because when you're a child, you want to be something. You want to have something in your life, right? And you want that for a reason. You don't want it just because, right? And I'm not talking about hamburgers and cheeseburgers and I want to go to Ibiza or I want to go somewhere. No, as a person, you want to be somewhere at some level. You don't want to be Elon Musk or you don't want to be Jeff Bezos and stuff like that. But if you put your some realistic goals and you try hard enough, you should be able to reach them. Now depends on the situations, on the country that you're on the cities that you live in. Because if you live in Alba Iulia, it's easier to accomplish a dream.
If you have a small dream.
Yeah, a normal one, not millionaire dreams, right? And if you live in the Amazon, you cannot accomplish that dream that you have in Alba Iulia because you live in the Amazon. So you have to be realistic with your dreams. And if you feel stuck wherever you are, you gotta move, man. You gotta move. You gotta do what you gotta do to get the shit accomplished.
Keep moving forward. Yeah, Shane came up with that word I was looking for, conviction. I think that conviction is the word, not the kind that Donald Trump has, but conviction within your soul, within yourself. Yeah, you got to have the conviction to thank you, Shane. That's kind of the word I'm looking for. You got to have that to move ahead in life. It's I think that's kind of like motivation, determination,
Yeah.
aspiration, all of it kind of wrapped up into one kind of word, conviction. You just gotta have it all wrapped up in that one word, and you just gotta do it, man. It's just gotta be done. So that was the word that I was looking for. Yeah, conviction. But man, I don't know. I think sometimes we're a little too hard on ourselves. I'm my own worst enemy a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
I beat myself up. I hurt myself and beat myself up more than anybody possibly really could, than anybody else could. I think anyway. So, how about if your worst enemy were forced to describe your best quality, what would they have to admit to? Your worst enemy was forced to describe your best quality. What would they have to admit to?
That they were wrong.
Yeah. Man, to your best quality, describe your best quality. What would they have to admit to? I don't know, man.
Perseveration.
Perser- Perseveration.
Perseveration. Right? Perseverance.
Perseverance. Thank you. I knew there was something wrong with that word. I knew you were saying something wrong. I was like, wait a minute. It doesn't have something to do with a park or something like wild animals and stuff. Yeah. Perseverance.
Perseverance, yes.
Yeah, man. You think that's what your worst enemy would have to say is your best quality? Perseverance.
Yeah, as long as you don't give up, keep on going.
I think my worst enemy would you do have a lot of perseverance. So I mean, I could see that. I don't know if that would be the one they would pick basically from you, but I do see that in you. So yeah, I could see them having to. I see that as possibly being one of the things. For me, I kind of think it would be my ability. I think my worst enemy would have to say about my best quality would be the ability to shake off a fear, to shake off fear.
Except spiders.
Except for spiders. Fuck them spiders, man. I'm not fucking. I'm afraid of those spiders. Yeah. No. I think they'd have to say my best quality is that I'll meet you face to face, and I'm not talking in a fight.
Yeah.
I'm not talking in a fight, although I would, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking physical altercations. I would meet you face to face and own my problems. I think that if my worst enemy had to say something about my best quality, to have to say, it's his ability to recognize when he's wrong, to be able to say he's wrong, and because I do that. I do that. I've hurt myself at times in life because I know that I'm wrong, and I've gone out of my way to beat myself up worse than anybody could ever do it because I'm wrong. And I've had to, at times in my life, sit here and go, fuck, this is it. I want A to happen. I want A to happen. I know, but once I tell the truth, or once I own up, not even tell the truth, once I own up to my problem, I'm losing what I want back here, because they will not be able to get over what I'm going to own up to. They're going to, for one reason or another. And I have done that many times in my life where I've had to say, that's on me. I apologize. I'm bad. It's up to you to forgive me or not. It's up to you to recognize or not. But
Yeah.
I own my problems. I own my problems in the face of, hurting my wants, my things. I think that would be my best quality. I think so. So it's not okay. TV is new to streaming. What is that? What did you just put a discount thing down there?
Yeah.
Why would you put a discount thing to? But not just once, but twice. Did you do that?
Yes. It's only once, not twice.
No, it's twice. It's from Facebook and from YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, no, it appeared a dollar sign next to the comment section. And I was like, "Bruh, can I do donations?" And I hear it. And apparently it's not donations, it's something else.
Man, affiliate marketing, brother. Affiliate marketing. We got to get into StreamYard. They're trying to get some free affiliate marketing off of our podcast. You want us to promote you, StreamYard. Hey, pay attention, StreamYard. You want us to promote you? You better start giving us some cash back. If somebody clicks on our link and signs up for StreamYard, I want 20% back. Man, screw that. Don't you think that's fair?
Man, I think it's fair, at least.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I would have to say that would be my. Can people who dislike us still see the truth about us? Do you think?
No.
Or do enemies sometimes understand our strengths better than our friends do? I think
Yes.
a smart enemy does. I think a smart enemy does.
Yes, a smart enemy knows your strengths.
Knows your strengths and knows your weaknesses and knows where a smart enemy would know that. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's
only a stupid enemy will judge him by your weaknesses.
Or judge you by your simple action, by one action or two actions, or judge you because of their anger against you. No. A smart enemy, if they're truly your enemy, really don't like you. They know, hey, this guy's, I hate him, don't like him.
But he's good.
But he's good in that way, so don't go anywhere near him in that way. Yeah, I think a smart enemy would know that. That's my opinion. Man, in case you haven't noticed, we have not been smoking on our podcasts.
No, we have not.
For the whole month of May.
Yes, it's called the dry May.
Yeah, we have not been doing it. So since then, I've been taking these little pouches and basically keeping them up in my lip because they help. They really help a lot, to I guess to kind of keep the cravings down and so forth and so on. So they do help. I don't know what to say. So, all right. If you found your biggest belief was wrong, would you want proof or would you want comfort? In other words, is it better to be corrected or protected?
No, corrected. It's better to be corrected instead of living in a lie your whole life.
Your biggest belief?
It doesn't matter.
But it kind of does. Like for a lot of people, their biggest belief is God.
Yes.
So, would you want proof that he did or did not exist?
Yes.
Or would you want the comfort of believing that he's still there? Now, that's true for 1 billion people in the world. So,
yeah, but at the same time, if you focus your strength into knowing that it's not true, you can focus all your energy into something else. You can build something different, right? But if you keep on going on that belief, knowingly that maybe it's not true, maybe it is, you invest all your time and energy into something that at the end of the day, it's nothing.
So do people really want truth or just more of a decorated certainty, do you think?
Man, most of the people, they do not want the truth.
They don't want the truth, do they?
No, they want to live blindfolded, right? But me personally, if you could show me proof that God exists, I'll be a believer.
Well, of course, I'm the same way. If you show me proof he exists because I believe in proof, right? Then you'd have to be a believer. That's something different. But if you did believe in God, for instance, and somebody showed you proof he didn't exist, could you accept that?
Yes, me personally, yes. I would accept it today.
You could.
If it's irrefutable proof, I will shake your hand and say, thank you, my brother. Now I know what I'm going to do next.
Well, something, I don't think most of mankind think that way.
Why?
I don't think most of mankind think that way. Let me swing it to politics, for instance.
Yes.
There's a guy in the world's politics right now who a lot of people think are the absolute best. Absolute best. He is doing amazing and wonderful things. But the proof is there showing he is doing everything but the amazing and wonderful things. His name is DJT, Donald Trump. The people have been proven that he is the worst in all of American history. The stats show he's the worst in all of America. But you can't get these people. The proof is there, but people don't want to believe it.
Man, no wonder he's called DJT, because he plays America like a vinyl. DJT. Well,
DJT,
to,
man.
to be honest with you, I actually saw a couple of interviews today asking people on the street about Trump and stuff like that. And yes, they do believe in him, man.
Man,
And they do believe that Obama is from Kenya.
they they do. They do. They absolutely do, even though the proof is there.
They,
So
they,
so that,
they asked a woman, do you have proof that Obama is from Kenya? And she said, yes. And the reporter said, we have proof. We have his parents saying that he was born in America, right? And she said, no, we cannot involve parents. And then the reporter said, okay, but do you have proof that Donald Trump was born in America? Well, you ask his parents. I thought we're not involving parents. What the fuck?
it's almost beyond belief, isn't it? It's almost beyond belief. Well, that's what I mean. You know,
There
the
was
question.
there
Yeah.
was I digress a little bit, but there was another guy that actually said that he doesn't want any type of immigrants, legal or illegal, in America. None. They have to go out. It doesn't matter they're legal or illegal. If they're not born and raised in America, they should go out because of them, the prices of housing are going up. Because of them, they don't have jobs, and because of them, and to be honest with you, yes, but because of them, you have houses to sleep in. Because of them, you have food to eat. Hey.
Right. It's absolutely the truth, man. It's absolutely true. So I mean, these kind of people, I don't think they would. I don't think they would want to know if their biggest belief was wrong. Would they want
Yeah,
proof or comfort? I
yeah,
think they want comfort. I don't think they
yeah.
want proof. They don't want. The point of bringing that up was these people don't want proof. They don't want. They want the comfort to know that they're right and that what they believe and what they think are the way. Whether it's God, whether it's in Trump, whether it's
Well, I
avocados
think
are better than apples. It
I
doesn't
think
matter.
I think that the DJT believers worship him more than they worship God.
Oh, 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 oh. Of course they do.
if you
I know.
ask him, if you ask him, should we change on the dollar bill? In God we trust, into in DJT we trust. They're gonna say 100% we should change it.
100%. 100%. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Hey, hello, Marion. Glad to see you over there. By the way, this is during the DJT. Look, DJT. This is what we got during DJT talk. Love you, love you, love you, love you. All through there. But he does say, I want the truth and
Yeah,
only the truth. So,
yeah,
but that's not really true. That's not really true because you can present truth, but then these people who support Trump, they don't want to accept the truth. What they
yeah,
want to do is go find every scrap piece of information they can find that says, well, that's not true. They'll pull out a bunch of shit from everywhere and they will come up to you and say, yeah, but there's this. No, come on, man. Come on, man. You know better than that. You know better than that, man. That's not the way it is, bro. This isn't the way it is, and that's not reality. You're looking for every shred of evidence that supports your thing instead of looking at the reality in your face. You
yeah.
know, and I think that's true with a lot of things. Not even Trump. Not even just Trump, man. It has to do with a lot of things. If you had 1 year left to live, what would you change tomorrow? What would you change tomorrow if you had 1 year left to live? I guess about yourself would be my question because uh, why aren't you living that way now? Would be what I'd say.
Yeah,
If you would
yeah, I
change it,
think
if you change it,
I,
why aren't you doing it now?
I would live more dangerously probably because I have nothing to lose, right? So it's easier to take risks when you know you have nothing to lose. I mean, there's nothing more dangerous than a man that has nothing to lose, my brother. So yeah,
We
I think I would take a lot of risks.
You and I actually had this conversation last night on a one-on-one kind of situation when we didn't quite frame it in this way, but you and I, when we were sitting together, uh, because you're back, man. Glad to have you back, brother. Glad to have you back because you're back. So we were sitting together last night, and which we haven't done in quite a few months. So it was a pleasure to have you. And we were actually having this conversation about life a little bit. And this one actually came up. Not like this. Why aren't you living it that way now? You just said you'd live life more dangerous because you wouldn't have what to lose.
Yeah,
And my answer to you, and that's your answer to this question that we're asking right now. If you had a
yeah,
year left, what would you change? And your answer is to live life more dangerously. My answer last night, without this question, was what? Fear. I like fear. That's what gives me the motivation in life. I
yeah.
like I like that. I like
Adrenaline.
that fear. I like that danger now in life. I like to take those risks. I like to do the things that most people would consider are dangerous, stupid. I mean that's just me because to me it was about adrenaline. It's about the feeling inside. Man, I should be dead, but I'm not. I beat death. I beat the odds on this one. That's exhilarating to me.
Yeah.
That's a sense of life for me. So for me, I would have to answer this different. I don't think I would live life more dangerous
You
because
already live your life dangerous, my brother.
at every chance I can, no, I really don't. But at every chance I can, yes. I mean, I have called about skydiving and everything. They won't let me because I'm too fat. I'm 10 kilos, 10 kilos too much, which I do not understand, by the way, because I've seen them on the news dropping fucking tanks and shit from airplanes
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
parachute.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've seen space shuttles and freaking space capsules coming back from outer space at 20,000 miles an hour with 3 parachutes on them, with 6 people or 4 people inside of them. But they tell me as a person at 110 kilo, 115 kilo, I weigh too much to go jumping out of a plane. And that's all I want to do. That's all I want to do is get up
I
there and
think
jump out of a plane.
I think they should get. I think you should get a military parachute, and you will have no problem.
Is that the key? Having a military parachute?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are big guys, right? The guys in the army, right? They're not 80-kilo guys, 90-kilo
No,
guys.
no, no.
They're,
They're big,
they're
and with
heavy guys.
all their stuff on them, they easily are surpassing 120, 130 kilo with all their gear and stuff. No, easily.
That's what
So
your problem is, my brother. You need a military parachute.
military grade. I think if I had 1 year left to live, I think I would change about myself. I would be nicer. I would be nicer. I would start going out of my way for people. I would start going out of my way for people, not
And
just
what,
2 or 3 or 4. Right now, I have a handful of people I go out of my way for. I have this many people could call me up tomorrow and say, "Man, I need this," and without a question, I'm helping that person. I'm not even questioning why they need the help. Okay,
yeah,
at what time? When do you need? What do you need? I got that many people. If that many people. If that many people. I'm including my family on that. So it's so if that many people. I think if I was going to have 1 year left to live and I had to change something, it would be that about myself. I would go out of my way to help more people, not because I'm worried about what would happen about pearly gates and shit, because I don't believe in that
oh,
stuff.
that's too late. You cannot change that, man. It
Can't
doesn't matter
change
what
that.
you do in your last year.
No, you can't change that shit. And so that's it's not because of that, but because I would want to know what that experience was like and not have a year beating myself up for being nice to people who were not nice to me. Then, for the stranger.
Yeah. Um,
I think that would probably be the one. Marion over here is still stuck on DJT stuff. My motto is simple question everything. Yes, I agree
yeah,
with that. Question everything.
you should question DJT a lot.
Yeah. And then he says, "Is the information I'm given actually reliable, or can I tear it apart with a few questions?" I would say the information that I've seen you give, Marion, from time to time, is definitely not reliable. Tear it apart? No, not necessarily. I would have to say some of it probably needs more investigation, as does all kind of information, until you have proof, right? I guess proof. But what is considered proof in anything? You need that smoking gun, or does one smoking gun prove it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's the whole point of a smoking gun, right? You have it in your hand. You're the one who did it. That's the whole point. So yes, that proves the point. But wouldn't you say 10 other little, what do they call them in the courts? They call them I have coincidental stuck in my mind. Stuck in my mind. It's not that. It's a different kind of evidence. It's circumstantial. Or if you have
Circumstantial, yeah. What it's
10 different, yeah, they're like, man, it leans that way. It's really right there. It points there, but it's not the proof you need, right? But if you have 10 different circumstantial evidences all pointing into the same direction, to me, that's proof. To me,
you can use that
as proof. I truly do. You know, if you have 5, 10 things all pointing in the same direction, separate little things, that equals one smoking gun as proof. So yeah, Marian, that's where circumstantial evidence. Yeah, it does. It does. When you have that many, if it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, guess what? It's a fucking duck. It's just like that kind of saying. You know what I mean? It really is. So, if anyway, do you think if we had the 1 year to live and we were to change something about ourselves, do you think urgency would make us more honest or reckless?
Reckless and honest at the same time, because like I said before, you have nothing to lose, so you're gonna do it anyway. You're gonna get it off your chest, everything you have to say, and you're gonna do everything you wanted to do, and you didn't have the guts to do it.
I agree with you. You're going to be honest because you really don't have what to care about. You don't really have what to lose, and you're going to be reckless because, like you said, what the hell? I'm gone in a year anyway, right?
Yeah.
So what's a couple of days early? Go Stomper, better late than never, he says.
Hey,
you know,
Go Stomper.
Always better late than never. How you doing, brother? Everything good? I hope your day's going good for you. Milo's back with us, so we're kind of hitting this thing up. We're asking some of the questions. We're just getting through tonight, saying, asking some of the questions. If things like, if you could remove one fear from your life, would you become better or careless? In other words, does fear protect us, or does it mostly cage us in?
Depends. It protects us because basically that's what fear does. It alarms you. Don't go there. It's dangerous. You're right. But I would get rid of claustrophobia.
Claustrophobia.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something I don't understand. I've never been afraid of tight spaces, man. I've never been felt.
Man,
I've never been afraid of that.
I just cannot breathe. I cannot breathe, right? If I'm in a pipe, let's say I'm in a pipe like this, and I cannot move my hands or my torso, I'm gonna die. Asphyxiation.
So you think it cages us, fear? You think fear cages us?
Yes.
It stops us from doing things.
Yeah, but it does save us as well from danger because of fear, you don't go into dangerous places, so it saves you in a lot of ways.
I think it cages us. I think fear cages us 100%. Does it protect us? No. To go what you said, it stops us from going into dangerous places. See, to me, that's just smarts. That's just using your brain. That's dangerous. I shouldn't do that. That's not fear. I don't want to hang. Like, for instance, these guys doing, these influencers, these guys out there doing, what do they call that jumping stuff? That there's a name for it. I forgot the name of it. I'm having a hard time of it. Where they jump from building to building and flips, they do everything. Parkour, exactly, parkour. These guys these guys doing this stuff, this parkour stuff from fucking 100 stories up on a building.
Yeah.
That's just plain stupidity. That's not about conquering fear. That's just plain stupidity. And when those people fall and they die, parkour. Yes. Base jump. I would love to do base jump in Ghost Stomper. I would absolutely love it. I'm actually subscribed to a channel called the Mojave Base Jump channel because I watch them. And when I go back to the States, I am going. It's a $100 flight from New Jersey to the Mojave Desert, and I'm gonna go do that stuff. I can't wait to do that. You know what base jumping is?
I was about to ask you.
Base jumping is like parachuting. It's like parachuting, but you don't do it out of a plane. Instead, you go out of on top of it can be a building, it can be anything, but you go on top of something that's like 300 meters, 200, 300, 400 meters in the air, and you hold your parachute in your hand, not in a backpack.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And you jump and you throw the parachute up in the air.
Yeah, you just let it go and then it stops you.
Yeah, I would love to do that. Now, you could equate that to parkour. Why would you do something like that? But
the guys that do parkour, they should have a parachute with them.
You would think. They should have a little tucked-in parachute just to be safe. Now that would be smart, and then that I would agree with that. What they do, I'd be like, that is conquering a fear. That is doing something really cool.
Yeah,
You're right,
and safe at the same time.
and somewhat safe at the same time. Exactly. Yeah,
Somewhat.
yeah, somewhat. So are brave people fearless? Do you think, or just better at being scared?
Um, I think it's better to be scared.
Better to be scared.
Yeah, for humanity, it's better.
For
It's better.
for humanity as a whole, I think so too, because we're a bunch of animals, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so, so if there's no fear in society and in the world,
No,
there's gonna be
we'll
a
be like
lot,
savages.
lot of trouble, a lot of chaos in this world. If people aren't afraid of, it doesn't even have to be always physically fear, right? It can be fear of being in jail. It could be
Yeah,
fear
yeah,
of spending the rest of your life over there, or being condemned forever over there, or even fear of your family not accepting you or wanting you back, or being part of this, or being part. It could be all kinds of fear, but without the fear, I think that's what I was saying to you. That I think fear is one of those things in life that are just so exhilarating. It keeps everything going, in my
yeah.
opinion. But it also cages us from being who we want to be. You
Exactly.
know,
Yes, yes.
you know. Shane says those things are cool too, man. I don't think I'll ever have a chance to do it. Those wingsuits are crazy, but what a rush must be. Yeah, like those Red
Yeah,
Bull
yeah, where
guys.
they jump and they go. Yeah.
How awesome must that be, man? I that must be awesome. You must feel like a bird, dude. It
Oh
must
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like a bird.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I'm not. I don't want to parachute, but that I would fly. I would like to fly.
And I see that's just a little weird for me that you wouldn't parachute, but you would do that. On that one, you're not even really slowing at a controlled descent. I mean, you're not slowing. You're just
No.
riding the wind and riding it with you're just controlling your fall.
Yeah, but it's a different feeling.
Mm,
It's about the feeling. It's different.
maybe. Ghost Stomper asks, is fear and anxiety linked? Do you think it's linked?
To
Hmm.
anxiety.
I think
I
absolutely they
don't think
are.
so.
Why do you not think so? I absolutely think fear and anxiety are linked. I absolutely do. I think you cannot be afraid of something if you're not anxious about something first. Like, for instance, if you go to the parachuting, go to that wingsuit thing, if you
Yeah.
were going to do that, if you were going to get up on that mountainside, and if you were going to take that leap, you're really anxious about doing it first, are you not? I mean, you're not just walking up there like, here I go, wait, let's go. No, you
Yeah.
you you are really full of anxiety. You're like, man, your blood
Isn't
is
isn't that
pumping. You're
isn't that adrenaline?
That is adrenaline, but the adrenaline doesn't hit until really after you jump. When you're standing there and you're looking and you're about to jump, when you're about to do something, that's your adrenaline. When you know you're going to do something, when you know something's coming up, or you know that you have something to do, anything. It doesn't even have to be base jumping. It could be walking out the door. Anxiety can hit you walking out the door,
Yeah.
going to a store. My God, I have to go to the store today. I don't really want to do it. You get yourself all riled up about it. You get anxiety. You're not really in this kind of case. I think there is a separation between anxiety and fear, but I do think they can be, in my opinion, Ghost
Yeah.
Stomper. They
I think
can they can be linked.
anxiety is the small fear, the small class of fear, you know, where you're afraid to go to the store, you're afraid to ride a bike, you're afraid to, you're, you know,
Yeah,
and the fear is the fear of being eaten alive by a bear. The fear is, heavy duty stuff.
man. How about paragliding? Yeah, that would be something I'd do. In fact, that's something I said to my wife I'd like to do this year. Actually, go up to Kayla Torzi. They have paragliding. They have paragliding stuff you can do up there. I think it's something like €50 or something, and you
Yeah,
can go
it's not bad.
paragliding. So I would like to do that this year. I did mention to Alina I would like to do that. So yeah, I did not know that. Drive a car. Kashmira has a fear of driving a car. She gets full of anxiety. For instance, Kashmir, you get anxious when you're about just the thought of driving a car, but her fear is driving. So therefore, she gets anxious before she lets the fear kick in. You know what I mean? And to answer your question, Ghost Stomper says adrenaline is the fuel to fight or flight, the fight or flight fear. Anxiety can also be a result of overthinking all possible negative outcomes to make sure it's positive outcome. So there is the difference.
Hmm.
So there is a difference. I'm assuming that was a definition given, Ghost Stomper,
Yeah,
and
I think
for
so.
a difference given. So, and yeah, but that fuel to fight or flight, it also is linked to that possible negative outcome, right? Because the possible negative outcome is if you don't flight, you're done.
Yeah.
If you don't run, you're done, right? So if you stay, you've got to deal with. So I think that right there kind of proves they're linked. I kind of think that proves they're linked. But I don't know. We'd have to check. It was my take. Yeah, I love driving. I hate driving with other road users on the. So you love driving, just not with other people on the road. This can be a problem, Ghost Stomper. This might be a problem. What can you do? How about, would you want to know the truth if it destroyed your current life? The way that you live now, would you want to? Is the truth always worth knowing? Is it comfortable lie better than a painful reality? I mean, if you would you want to know the truth if it destroyed the way you live now about something?
Destroyed.
Destroyed your life. Yeah. Destroyed your life. Would you want to know the truth, or would you rather be happy living not knowing? You know that old saying, it can't hurt you if you don't know it. You know, you
But
can't miss what you never had. These
it
kind of things.
it depends. It depends. If I drink a lot of coffee, right? I like to drink coffee. And if you give me the truth about coffee and you say, man, coffee is really not coffee, is I don't know, something else. I can live with that. I can live with that, right? But destroying your whole life, that's quite a powerful word. I don't know, man.
Man, I would rather know the truth, and I'll tell you why. Because if there's a truth out there on anything, if there's something about my life that has the power to destroy my life,
Yeah,
I would rather know the truth, because I feel like my life is in a situation that there's nothing out there that could do that. There's no truth that would destroy my life. I like to
yeah,
believe that. I
yeah,
like to believe that I've lived my life that way. So if I have not, or if there's somebody or something in my life doing something that could destroy my life the way that I know it,
yeah,
I would want to know the truth. But as Ghost Stomper says, it's true. It's speaking from experience. You can only know what the answers you know. You only know what you know, right? And
yeah.
oh, finding out your dad isn't your dad. Well, well, depends on what age you figure that one out, man. Ignorance is bliss. I like your first one first, Ghost Stomper. Ignorance is bliss. If finding out your dad is not your dad, man, I come from a family where I had a stepfather, but I always knew my biological father, right? And it was never brought to me that my stepfather was my biological father, so I can't really relate to that. I can't relate to the fact of growing up and knowing that. Now, I think that is age sensitive, that question. I think that scenario is age sensitive. If you're a young teenager finding out your dad's not truly your dad, I think the emotional impact and your life is not that far along where you're going to be okay anyway. If you happen to be 30, 40 years old, I think the same thing. If you're 40 years old, you lived your life, you have your life set in a way. I think that would impact your line of thinking. I think you might not like your mother for a while after that. I think that'll hurt. Think that'll hurt the family Thanksgiving meals and shit like that. But I don't think it's going to destroy your life, right? You've already got your life in. But I do think that there's a sensitive moment there in your early 20s into maybe your early 30s, in that whole I'm going to get married, I'm going to have kids, I'm going to have a family stage, I'm going to have that whole thing. I think that a question, something like that, could interrupt your entire life. I think it could. It could make it feel like, man, family is not all that I thought it to be. Man, honesty is not what I thought it to be. If I couldn't trust my own mother and father to tell me the truth, how can I trust my wife? How could I trust how could I think it could have an impact on like I think it's an age sensitive kind of thing for that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
How about finding your wife on OnlyFans? I think he's saying OnlyFans. Man,
Yeah.
I've tried to get my wife to go on OnlyFans. She won't do it. I said, man, we could live nice if you would. She won't do it. I said, you don't have to do the things they do over there. Just, show your toes. There's a lot of toe fetishes, man. You don't have to get naked and stuff, but why not, man? She says, why don't I do it? I said,
Why don't you do it?
it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. So, yeah. No, I don't think there's any truth out there that would interrupt my life or turn it upside down. So, yeah, I would want to know the truth, even if it could destroy my life. Because if there's something out there that I'm unaware of that could do that, I would want to know it. You wouldn't?
Yeah, now that you put it this way, yeah, I kind of wanted to. I want to know.
I'd want to know. I'd want to know because that whole ignorance is bliss thing is a good line, but at the same time,
At the same time, but I want to know.
man, I don't know. If your dreams could sue you for neglect, which one would win the case? In other words, do we abandon dreams because life gets hard or because we stop believing we're allowed to want them? Not your dreams like when you get in bed, the dreams that you want, your goals. Is chasing old dreams inspiring or refusing to grow up? First of all, I don't think there's such thing as old dreams. I think if you've had a dream when you're younger and you have never accomplished them, there's no reason why fast forward 10, 15 years later, that you can't still accomplish that dream. So I don't think dreams expire. Your dreams expire. But I do believe in abandoning dreams at times. And sometimes like I've got dreams, and at my age and my health and my everything, man, there's some dreams that I had back when I was younger of being that, man, there's no chance at this point. There's no chance. So abandon those ones, move on with fresher ones. That would be my take on that.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah, I mean, no, you should never give up on your dreams, man. Even though if it makes sense, I mean, you never know. You say you don't have enough time or something like that, but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah, so no, don't give up on all dreams. If you have
So
a dream and you really wanted that, it doesn't matter if you're 30, 40, 50, or 60. You can still try.
I guess. I mean, you see a lot of that stuff in the papers sometimes. The 80-year-old man,
I mean,
90-year-old woman.
most of the billionaires, they became billionaires after their 40s and 50s. So
Well, who was that Colonel Sanders of KFC? Wasn't he something like 72 or 76 or 67 or something like that when
yeah,
he came up with KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken?
yeah,
Wasn't he something like that? He always had a dream that he wanted to bring his chicken to the public and start a business and stuff. And it took him to I think he was 70 something. I think he was in his early 70s. I might be wrong. Could be the 60s, but I think he was in his early 70s.
yeah. That's what I mean. It's never too late, man. You never know when it's gonna catch, when you're gonna catch a break and your dream is gonna come true.
It's we lose focus a lot of times. We lose focus a lot of time. That's why we need to take off. I understand why Pete has a hard time reading. Sometimes I'm making fun of Pete. I'm like, well, Pete, man, you can't read. It's because the text is so little. You can't read. I got to come over to here to read. We lose focus a lot of time. That's why we need to take holidays. Yeah. But even holidays cause anxiety. Even holidays cause an anxiety. Why? Why? You're thinking about your plane trip. You're thinking about the money you have. I got the hiccups. Shit. I got the hiccups, bro. I can't get rid of the hiccups. How do you get rid of the hiccups when you're live podcast, when you're in the middle of a podcast? Oh my God. Oh my God. So I think dreams, I think I did it. I think I scared the hiccups away. Whoa. I think questioning, I found the cure to hiccups. Question how you fix the hiccups.
Don't try to fix it. Question it.
Question it. Say, why are you here, hiccup? So, man, traveling is. I didn't say travel. A holiday is a break from day to day. Man, I know you didn't say travel, Ghost Stomper. Doesn't have to be about what you said, man. Look at this guy. I didn't say go. Don't mention travel. I want to mention travel though. So that people understand. He said, I didn't say travel. A holiday is a break from day to day life. But here's the thing, Ghost Stomper. I did say travel. I did say travel because I went back to a previous question about anxiety for a moment. That's called digression, Ghost Stomper. Okay. You don't know us by now. When you travel, that causes anxiety. That also causes a sense of where does my plane tickets go? Where does my time go? Where does that? Don't jump on the bandwagon. Traveling is stressful. He tries that. Now he's trying to jump on the bandwagon, trying to be part of it. See, no. This is my communications Ghost Stomper. I'm talking here. So, okay, fuck the travel. Holiday. We need holidays which are not stressful. We just need a break away from each other. Look, look, look. I'm going to put it up there again. I did not say travel. I put the not in there, Ghost Stomper. A holiday is a break from day to day life. So a holiday could be, give me an example of a holiday, Milo, that's not traveling, that's not going somewhere. Give me an example of a holiday.
Sunday, barbecue
Sunday.
in the yard.
Sunday barbecue in the yard. That's a holiday. Ghost Hopper, is that a holiday? I don't consider that a holiday either. I
Of
don't.
course, it's a holiday.
No, but no, no. But what I would say is a holiday is time without work, time without shopping.
Yeah, that's Sunday.
No, Sunday usually if you're having a barbecue, you are now running to the grocery store,
Oh,
getting
you
up
do
all
that
the
on
things you need
Saturday.
for your barbecue. You're running around stressed. Make sure you have enough beer. Making sure you have this. Make sure you have that. Right. So a holiday, in my opinion, the way that Ghost Stomper is meaning it would be something like, you have 2 or 3 days to yourself. You don't have to go anywhere. You got no responsibilities to do. Your fridge is full. You have everything you need. You got no kind of responsibility, just to break away from the grind of it all. But my question is, how often do any of us have those kind of times?
We don't
Why not?
because we're too busy.
Well, that's the point of the holiday, right? That's
Yeah.
what Ghost Stomper's saying.
Yes, but on holidays, usually you make extra money. You take extra work so you can make extra money.
Get paid overtimes and stuff like that, you mean?
Yeah.
Wow. Man, well, here's what he has to say. Sunday is a mandated break. Holiday for me means like taking a long walk, maybe camp in the garden, cooking with fire, and not the kitchen. Yeah, like a camping trip. Like a camping trip. Have you ever gone on a camping trip, brother? One where you just take 2 or 3 days. And I'm not talking in the mini RV. I'm talking you pack up your peoples, your friends, your wife, or you don't have a wife, your girl, your friend, whatever, and you guys go take a tent and you just go sit out in the woods and you just spend 2 or 3 days. I'm sure you've done something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
We
haven't
used to
you?
do that a lot.
So that's a holiday, would you not say? There's no bosses, no cell phones going to get you. There's nothing going to catch up with you. You're doing your own thing. And I agree. I would agree with Ghost Stomper
Yeah,
on this one. On this one, I agree with the holiday is the way that should be, right?
yeah, yeah.
Now, how about if
You're eating those pouches.
dude? I got the grape flavor too, but when I put them up here, I feel like I'm talking like I have to pull them down here, but when I put them down there, I'm forever looking like a baseball player tucking his tongue down in his like that with chewing tobacco, and I ain't using chewing tobacco. Man, so far, Ghost Stomper, how goes the no smoke in May? So far, so good. So far, so good. I pulled off a 2.5 hour, 2 hour, 20-minute podcast on Sunday, no cigarettes. Tonight, we are in an hour and 19, 20 minutes, no cigarettes. We here at It's Not Okay TV do not condone cigarette smoking, especially when you're live on air. And we do not, yes, and it's always water, iced tea, or apple juice. That's where we keep it at. So listen, we're about to wrap it up here. We got about another 10 minutes to go. Sound good, Milo? About another 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got about another 10 minutes to go. So do us a favor, man. Hit the share, like, subscribe if you like our content. If you don't, get in the chat. Tell us what we could do better. Tell us what topic you would like to talk about. Maybe we do it on Thursday because we go live on Tuesday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. We go live. And on Thursdays and Sundays, we have trivia at the end of it. Today, on Tuesdays, we don't do that because we have one of our buddies doing a podcast after ours. And sometimes we join him. And if we don't join him, we support him in his chat as well over at the Upper Room. Pete Double S Swagger has on Tuesday nights, also here on YouTube, has a channel, and you should go visit his channel. He comes on, I think, in about a half hour. I think he comes on in a half hour because we were late today getting on. Last Tuesday too, but it is what it is. We'll go another 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. We'll wrap it up, Milo, because I'm going to join over on Pete's and help him out, support him over at the Upper Room tonight. I don't know if I'm getting on the channel, but I'm going to go support him in the chat anyway.
In the chat, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go support him. So let's hit another question too. If your personality was a survival strategy, what did it originally protect you from? In other words, are your traits really just old defense systems? Or when does protection become a prison? When does that happen? Your personality. After my first.
When you suffer from anxiety, from a lot of anxiety, that's when it becomes prison. You overprotect yourself.
You do. I think mine happened after my first divorce. Yes, I have to put numbers to them. Unfortunately, I actually have to put numbers to them. But after my first divorce is when my personality started to take a turn for protection. Before that, no, I don't think I protected myself from my personality. After that is when that was we're 27 years old. When I was 27, 28 years old. I think that's when my personality first started to protect me. I would have to say, why? Because, man, you in a marriage, I love marriage. Don't get me wrong, man. I think marriage is a great thing. I think it's a great thing. It has its ups and its downs like anything else, right? It's a lot of compromise. A lot. But the one thing I've found is that you just can't lose yourself, man. If you start to lose yourself, and that can come in so many different formats, that's a whole different show. But if you start to lose yourself, you lose the essence of your marriage. And a lot of women will disagree with me with that because they'll be like, yeah, but when I met you, for instance, my wife said something to me this morning. She said, I got it. She goes, because she was talking about Prince Charming. We were having a debate about Prince Charming, women wanting Prince Charming, and stuff like that. And I was like, man, the problem with you women is you always want Prince Charming to come in your life and you're never satisfied with what you have. She goes, no, the problem is that we meet Prince Charming first. And then they turn into Shrek. They turn into a frog. I said, what are you trying to tell me? They do an Uno Prince Charming? They do an Uno reverse and Prince Charming stuff? She said, yeah. She said, guys always act like Prince Charming at first, and then they turn into frogs. And I was thinking to myself, yes, but a beautiful frog, no? Ribbit, ribbit. And she didn't think that was funny. I thought it was pretty funny. Now, she said to me, I think it's just the other way around. I think it's in both cases. I think it's both cases. It's more observable with a man. It's more observable with a man. Yes, we go out of our way extra because we're trying to not get in your pants. We're trying to get you to love you. If I'm honest, if I'm being honest, right? If I'm being honest, nobody's getting into a first date in a relationship based on the fact of I'm going to marry this girl, right? So,
yeah.
So the guys are basically on their best behavior, being everything they can, trying to get into your pants. That is the ultimate goal of 90% of the guys out there.
How about if you meet your future wife in a bar and you're drunk? You're not on your best behavior.
No, and in this case, but this was the case of my first wife. I met her drunk like that. It still didn't matter, right? So it doesn't matter. That's my point.
But she cannot play that card with you, saying, when I met you, you were like this. No, when you met me, I was drunk, just like I am right now.
I was a lot worse than this. Yes. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to say, I think if you lose the essence of who you are, then I think that at the beginning, if you just who you are, it's not about your actions or about the everyday thing. But if you lose your essence, your essence, that is negatively going to impact anything. The hiccups came back. I didn't scare away for long. So I would have to say the personality thing there would be you cannot lose yourself to protect your as a survival strategy. You got to take it away for a second because I got the hiccups and I got it live. You seen it first here. Oh, it's not okay TV. Hiccups. Look, my hiccups are afraid of every time I mention it's not okay TV, they go away.
Oh,
no, almost. I thought
almost puked.
almost.
So basically, you're saying that your survival strategy is to get a hold of yourself and do not lose yourself in any circumstances.
Yes. Not.
You as a person, your character.
Your fundamental character, your own goal. I think your survival strategy should be never lose that completely. You will lose it. Some of you are going to lose it through life. It's just the way it is. You're going to lose some through marriage. You're going to lose some through life. Well, you just are. You're just going to have to compromise to make it work, right? That's just the way it is, man. I don't make that shit up.
Yeah.
You're going to lose parts of yourself. There's going to be other parts you fill those parts with. There's going to be other parts you fill those, but that's not you. That's them being part of you, okay? And it's the same thing with society. It's the same thing with your job. It's the same thing with everything you do. If you keep to yourself, I find that a good person, I'm talking about a good person, generally has control of himself, understands the respect, the honor, the loyalties, the things that all come along with things, with all of it. And if you keep to those codes and those things and that strength, you project strength. You project that back to people. And I think that is a survival strategy because they start seeing that in you. Yeah, I do think so. I think holding on to your core your fundamentals, no matter the case, and never letting anybody or anything change that is a survival strategy. Talk about drunk, gets hiccups. Listen.
Oh, he's drinking iced tea, man. Go Stumper. He's not even drinking apple juice.
I really am. All right, my brother. You got something else to say about this? If not, we'll wrap it up right here because we've been on an hour and a half. Our Tuesdays are only supposed to be an hour, 15 minutes, an hour and a half normally. And don't forget, if you're just joining us now, don't forget we have trivia on Sundays and Thursdays. Free for you. Do us a favor. Hit the share, like, subscribe. If you don't want to share and like, at least hit the subscribe button. It helps us to grow.
It's very important. It's very important to hit the subscribe button. And next to that is the like button.
Yeah, so it's a one-stop shop, man. You just got to go click, 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 just like that. That's simple. Yeah. Free for you means the world to us. So listen, 30 questions we didn't get to, but we did get to 19 of them. We did get to 19 questions, and it's something like this. The funny thing is, most people spend their whole lives answering questions nobody asked them, like we did tonight. What job should I have? What do people expect of me? What do I look? How do I look if I'm successful? How do I keep everyone comfortable? But the real questions are quieter than that. What am I avoiding? Who am I becoming? What I do? What I do if fear showed up for 5 minutes? What would I do with the fear? What could I do? So tonight didn't just answer fast or sloppy. It's sit with a few of these and argue with them. Let them know in your head. Let them annoy you a little bit. Think about it a little bit because they're important questions. Because sometimes the question that makes you uncomfortable is the one holding the flashlight. It's the one in your face, the one blinding you. And that's what we tried to give you tonight. So I hope you enjoyed our content. I hope you liked what we did. Don't forget to join Pete at the Upper Room over at YouTube this evening. You can find him, I don't know, got to go to YouTube. I don't have his link on me right now. So Upper Room Pete in 25 minutes. Go join him if you would. Milo, you got something to say to the people?
Yes. Thank you for joining us tonight. We had a nice show, a lot of interesting questions. And see you in the upper room.
See you in the upper room. Yep. And man, I agree with everything you said. Thank you for joining us over in the chat. Ice, nice to see you. Marion, Malene, Shane, Ghost Stomper for joining us tonight. Do appreciate it very much. And look, my brother Milo, I'm very happy you're with us. Kashmir, glad to have you. Thank you very much. I got to say, Milo, it's great to have you back in country. It's great to have you back with me.
Thank you.
We'll be having some specials around the bonfire. Instead of long distance like this, we'll be sitting together. We'll be doing probably quite a few of those this summer, I anticipate, and doing different things like that.
Most definitely.
Thank you, Nagru Spune, for putting the upper room link over there in our chat. You can catch Pete Swagger's upper room here in 25 minutes coming up on YouTube. So tonight was a wonderful night. Do appreciate it. We asked some serious questions, and share, like, subscribe. Do us that favor. On behalf of my brother Milo Giggles over there, I am Joey Shits. Together we make shits and giggles. And it's so long, farewell, but never goodbye. Catch you Thursday. I got the end stream.